Now to the battleground state of Georgia, one of the most closely divided states in the country, where President Biden beat Donald Trump by fewer than 12,000 votes in 2020. This year, voters have shattered early voting records, casting more than 2 million ballots so far. Lisa Desjardins begins her report on how some of those voters are feeling in Savannah, the center of a growing region that's in the national political spotlight.
In Savannah, a blitz of blue. Across the street from an early voting location in Chatham County, Kamala Harris supporters are working for a repeat after Democrats' narrow 2020 Georgia win, the party's first in nearly 3 decades. This is personal.
She's giving me my right back to my body. I get to do what I want to do with it. She's giving me my rights back for my children's future.
This is close.
We have to work hard in Chatham County and in Savannah to pull every blue vote we can because they're working just as hard as we are.
And the feeling is this is their region's moment.
Whenever people come to Georgia, they think Atlanta, but the coast matters.
This is coastal Georgia, known for shaded squares and southern charm, but politically a place of sharp contrasts. With 2 blue counties, Liberty and Chatham, home to Savannah, surrounded by a fleet of bright red ones. The Savannah economy and population have been booming for over a decade. This is the fastest growing part of Georgia, and now politicians are catching up. Last month, former President Donald Trump came touting his manufacturing plans.
Hello, Savannah, and hello, Georgia. We love Georgia.
The month before,
Savannah, the baton is in our hands.
Vice President Harris made the area the center of a bus tour. They were the first presidential campaign visits here in more than 30 years. Both campaigns are trying to win over the skeptical and excite the faithful, like Tabitha Strozer.
I went to the rally for Harris, and the energy was phenomenal.
How does that compare with the way you felt about this election, let's say 6 months ago?
I was disheartened. It was very obvious that the majority of the Democrats really were not behind Biden.
But now Tabitha is a Harris volunteer. Among the reasons, reproductive rights. At least 2 women's deaths have been tied to Georgia's abortion ban.
What happened to her was preventable.
An issue highlighted in Harris campaign ads. Tabitha is also a small businesswoman and likes Harris on the economy.
I know prices are high for food and gasoline and fuel, but we are coming back from the downfall of the pandemic. The economy is getting better. We're ending the year really well.
Same region, but a very different view from Trump voter Leslie Evans.
To go to the grocery store, it takes, almost twice to 3 times the amount to put the same amount of groceries in my house. And cost of living has went up. However, wages haven't. All right, cash or card, sweetie.
Leslie is more than a Trump voter. She runs 2 stores that sell all things Trump. She also works 2 other jobs. Why she misses Trump.
We've already had 4 years. He's shown what he can do. And in that time that he was there, everything was better. I have to work 3 jobs. It's not because I want to.
That's a common theme for local Republicans like these in bright red Bryan County, celebrating early voters with free hot dogs. Chris Benton told us money went further for him under Trump and that he felt more respected.
You got a lot of people that I know that are on the left that look down on people like me who didn't go to college. I've got so many people I know that's kind of look down on me as, oh, what are you doing with your life and this and that. You don't get that from Trump.
These Republicans have changed strategies from 2020, now pushing for early votes. But Democrats have changed too, now working harder in more rural areas, aiming to cut into GOP margins. Even if Democrats lose these counties, losing by less than they have in the past could boost their chances in the state. And Republicans admit demographics are morphing.
Historically, this is a red county. It is slowly starting to shift.
This makes marginal, reluctant voters key, like 4th-generation farmer Andrew L. Smith Sr. How hard has the decision been between Trump and Harris for you this election?
It has been excruciating.
Andrew felt the Biden administration repeatedly ignored or broke promises to black farmers after admitting the Agriculture Department discriminated against them for generations. That wavering by some black voters in the South has given the Trump campaign hope.
At this point, I don't know if anyone knows how you voted.
My wife.
He revealed his decision to us with some flair.
Right now, ba-da!
Voting for Harris.
Yes. And I've got farmers that I've been visiting and sitting down at the table with. And we're pulling this thing in the right direction.
Andrew says more engagement and Harris's stop in his county, Liberty County, were big factors. At the same time, on the right,
it's been tough.
Some longtime Republicans, like former state senator Eric Johnson, are leery and weary of Trump, including his continued lie that he won here in 2020.
I love this state. I won this state twice, in my opinion.
The election was not stolen in Georgia. I think COVID beat him. I think that the COVID changed the whole election format, and it played right into the Democrats' grassroots efforts.
Johnson was part of a lawsuit that successfully blocked a number of last-minute rules passed by Georgia's Trump-aligned election board. Even so, Johnson has landed with the party he believes in and the devil he knows.
I am reluctantly voting for Trump, and I hope that Trump has learned from his win and his loss, that he needs to put some people around him that he will listen to.
Do you think Trump has ever changed?
No, but I'm hopeful.
How do you know that's not wishful thinking?
I don't. I mean, I don't know, and any time I vote, whether the candidates will turn out the way I hope they will, or if they keep the promises that they've told me they will.
There is hope here in coastal Georgia, but woven with concern. The race is impossibly close, still up for grabs, and in a place people come to relax, nearly everyone is anxious for the election to end.
If it's Kamala, it's Kamala. If it's Trump, it's Trump. Let's just get on with our lives and get this election over with.
For the PBS News Hour, I'm Lisa Desjardins in Savannah, Georgia.